friends ask you, alright, man, damn good. When your mom asks you, alright?
Hi guys, welcome to the second episode of the Conversation Society. Today we got Fahim, Fadzlishah, third year, final year of VFX.
Yep.
Well, the first generation of the course as well.
Guinea
Guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Cool.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing Right. Well, I'm good, man. Yeah. After I got my grades back. Yeah.
I mean, good.
It's no worry, man. So, what's your opinion of your course? Sorry, no opinion, but after 3 years being at this uni,
Yeah.
and being, I guess, first year of like a test rats.
Lab rats.
Yeah.
Lab rats, guinea pigs, no. My take on it, last year, to be completely honest, I wouldn't recommend NUA to into international student
Okay.
to go in, because the amount of money we paid, kinda, it's not justified, isn't it? Kind of like balance out what we'll get as an international student. Like, we're paying that much, but we didn't get. But then again, I keep forgetting that we're the guinea pigs. So obviously, and the course is, even though it's written 2 years before it started, it's still like in the early stages. It's still in the infant stage.
Yeah.
So quite young, quite fresh, because there's not much VFX courses in universities. There's always like animation and VFX, motion graphics and VFX.
Okay, it's
Not
like a
really.
second thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But after, or like during this year, getting closer to second years and seeing how they advance a year ahead of us, because not just their skills but their motivation, their drive to like be a VFX artist, kind of like motivated me. Like, you know what? Yes, but still,
Give it a shot. Yeah.
we need more tutors, because our tutor David is handling all 3 years.
Yeah.
Saying our course leader is the course leader, you know. He taught me a lot, and what I got from first year kind of developed the way I think, especially being a VFX student, right? Like, sorry again, especially being a VFX student, I personally think I can come up with something cool, visually pleasing, like visual candy, just like that. But when people ask me why, that's when I know that my weakness is that the thought process of everything.
Okay.
Because people just want to create something cool, which is fine. But if you already have that skill, it's good enough. But if you have a skill that have, I don't know how to say it, like, the whole thought process, doing the work off computer.
Yeah.
That's what I think the course has given me. Yeah, and then being in third year, so before Christmas in November, we got a collaboration project. We were our course initiated a collaboration project with Film School in London, and then only 4 students from third year, 4 out of 11, choosing to be the VFX supervisor, and I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So me, Nick, Jack, and Luke.
Okay.
And then
The squad.
the
squad
squad got selected because we excel, is it performance? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of, yeah. And then the second years are the it's made compulsory for the second unit to work on my film school project.
Okay.
Blah 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 blah. I was away, so met with them. It was it's a group of producers, directors, writers, and did I say director just now? Producer, directors, and writers, and cinematographer, and everyone.
Okay. DOP.
It's a 6 months course students. I mean, it's students from 6 months course. What the fuck am I saying? Okay, so the students are from the 6 months course.
Okay.
Film course in Met Film School, and we were just chatting around, mingling. I didn't talk to anyone much because it was a bit like overwhelming. I spoke to Maria, she's one of the producers. But then I missed 2 Skype sessions after that. And when I got back from Lincoln after visiting my sister, I was assigned to supervise this script. It's by Rafaela Wagner. Rafaela Wagner. She's from Switzerland.
Cool.
And the idea was like for us to supervise on set, because that's the highest role in VFX supervisor. One of the highest one. And then at the same time, I'm involved with the collective ESC.
Yeah.
So a group of 5
We had
friends,
Cameron in the first episode. Yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned that.
A bit. Kind of.
So Cameron is one
I was
of the 5.
describing about his work, but
Yeah.
you can talk about yours a bit. Yeah.
Because I am pretty much interested in new media, interactive stuff, and I didn't have proper time to do it when I was working back home, because I was working in the production. And then this year gave me a lot of time to actually venture out, just to keep the ball rolling. Because you can get really stagnant on focusing on one project or even 2. Keep hitting walls, and then by me involving in a collective with different backgrounds, people
Because
from different
there's
backgrounds.
your VFX, there's photography,
graphic design, and fine art. So everyone complemented each other. A sense of like the way we talk about stuff, the way we brainstorm, and it was beautiful. And it was how do I say? It was quite a challenge, because the things that we envisioned for the first exhibition that we did, it felt like really, really far-fetched.
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't super ambitious. It was just this is the first time. It's not even by the uni or any of our briefs.
Self-led.
Self-led thing.
But
And
it's
then,
good, because the topic was time, right?
Yeah, the experiments in time.
So different interpretations of what time is, what time could be, how to perceive time.
Yeah.
It's definitely a very deep philosophical question.
And then having Cameron, like, oh man, it really, really taught me to focus more on the thought processes.
Yeah.
Not just applying in VFX, but in general, And then talking to you too, like I always consult with Phil with stuff, because ever since last year I asked Phil, like, what is fine art? Is it just abstract, or is it just that fine line that separates fine artists and normal artists, whatever? And then I learn as I go.
Dude, if there's one rule, never ask what fine art is.
Yeah, I learned that now. It's something that but you can't really explain.
You need to live it.
You need to experience it. Because fine art literally is everything, innit? And then in the first year, our first guest lecturer was Paul Franklin.
He was the Intercell guy?
Yeah, he is a VFX supervisor for not most, the big ones from Nolan.
Okay.
Well, the ones that Nolan directed. So Inception, Interstellar, and also I think Dunkirk.
Yeah.
And I don't know the previous ones. But then the fact that he has a fine art background, and like the big supervisors, the big guns, they don't have VFX background. Everyone has like architecture, fine art, graphics, even psychology.
Yeah, because VFX, I would assume
as a
it's
course
like
itself, it's not,
Yeah, but I think it's relatively young in a way.
I don't know much about his. I do know a few histories about it, but I don't know in the right.
Yeah.
The accuracy of this.
Wasn't only recently called the VFX. Before it was just effects, but more
it's
regular
still something that
filmography.
people needs to. Maybe the industry needs to educate people or something.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference between special effects and VFX. Special effects is what happened in front of the camera, the practical stuff.
Oh,
so the
dude,
VFX is the post-production visual effects.
Okay.
So even a slight, I guess you can see, putting a text in front of it, let's consider VFX. But then again, VFX, because VFX is not just explosions, removing tracking markers, removing
blue screen, green screen.
Yeah, blue screen, keying out. It's what as deceiving the audience eye.
Okay.
If no one detects anything, then that's a good VFX.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fooling the eye, and that's what the course is about, fooling the eye. And what got me into VFX is Interstellar. You know, how the biggest wormhole or black hole, Gigantor, was created based on data, and how physicians, as blah 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 blah, the smart people, and the artists, they create the look of Gigantor based on data, and that created a belief, because no human has seen that before, not even like a proper black hole, right? You know?
Exactly. Yeah. And if you saw it, you wouldn't, because it's black.
Seeing is believing.
Exactly.
It's always, and then like it kind of contradict my belief, like, or am I creating a religion stuff? Like because belief.
Yeah.
It's all about the fundamental of belief. Like seeing is believing, and blah 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 blah. So yeah, having Paul Franklin as our first guest speaker in VFX my first year, like me coming from Malaysia, like holy shit, this is huge. And then it kind of shined a new light on, like, wanting to learn something and wanting to look things differently, because he has a fine art background. How he created TARS, the flat, cubic, rectangular, really postmodern robot, and how it functions to. I might explain this wrong way, but I have difficulty explaining stuff. But yeah, the thought process of creating that robot is influenced by a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's one thing I wanted to kind of mention, is that, like, I remember, like, you know, you saying your Instagram stories, for example, of like having to see so many guest lectures and everything. You know, I think maybe, okay, fair enough. You know, you might not have enough tutors or anything, but these guest lectures are here to kind of support you and to reassure you that you're doing the right thing. And also the trip to
FMX.
The FMX trip.
Yeah, that was well, last year I went to Stuttgart, and then because we're the only year that went to that conference. So back in second years, it was good fun. I didn't really network with a lot of people, but I did make some connection with few people from Germany. From German. But this year with second years, that's how I bonded with few of them.
Okay.
Actually, all of them, but the close ones are few of them. And I brought my work. I was a bit shy last year because I don't have much finished work. It's always work in progress. And then this time I braved myself, talk to the big guns of VFS, like Framestore, DNAG, and few small ones. And I literally had to have like a cigarette after that. Like, this is real.
Real trip.
Exactly,
So
yeah. But it's a matter of like breaking your comfort bubble. Like, yes, you can feel intimidated by this whole idea of talking to people in the industry, but once you show them what you have and what you've been working on, it's like acknowledging them, and they acknowledge you, because you have this privilege of using your student card. Like, I'm still a student. I'm trying to find my ways.
Exactly, it's like excused.
Yeah, and that's the whole bit about paradigm shifting, because if you're too scared about it, then let it be a reminder rather than letting that kind of controls you.
Yeah.
And I learned that being away, like, from my family. You know, I grew up a lot here. Not to say I was comfortable. I was kind of comfortable. You know, I was working almost 3 years, but I lived in my mom's house. So I don't have to worry about house. I don't have to worry about my small car.
The bills.
The bills, yes. You contributed because we earned.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
But it wasn't much of a responsibility.
Hardcore adulting.
Yeah. And I always feel like some of my friends are a bit privileged. Sorry again, privileged. The fact that I don't want to get into that, but yeah, some people are privileged where they can get what they want just like that.
Yeah.
But actually, that kind of influence you to just stay in that bubble. And I just decided to take the leap and like go here, specifically Norwich, because new course, first year, the only international student, the oldest one, And I always felt like an uncle, like last year, where everyone's all about, not everyone, Josh would know. So Josh, my close mate, he would know how triggered I was back, because most of them is all about memes and all. I can only take a small amount of memes in a day. But no offense to everyone, it's just how people are, and I learned how to accept that. You know, some people are like that, and if I want to be friends with them, I just have to accept the differences.
For sure. That's like a general rule of life, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
So I probably asked you this many times, but I keep forgetting. And also for the show as well. I keep calling it show.
Yeah, it is a show.
Fair enough. It's like, how did you like hear about Norwich? They like word of mouth.
Mate, I've never heard about Norwich before.
Yeah.
So I did apply through UCAS back in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
I applied to 4 universities. One of it is Brunel, South Wales, Ravensbourne, and I forgot one more. But I got a conditional offer from South Wales in Cardiff.
Okay.
Wait, Cardiff in South Wales.
Yeah.
South Wales University or something like that.
Yeah.
It was animation and VFX, or animation and motion graphics. But I decided to decline it and continue working.
Okay.
So in 2015, you know what? Like, I think I'm comfortable to leave. So went to Unifair in Kuala Lumpur at KLCC.
Mm-hmm.
And I was walking, blah, blah, blah. Brunel University had their pop-up booth there too. And I saw Norwich. And so I remember this name now. It's Professor Richard Green. I hope I got the name right.
Okay.
So, no, actually, Richard Berry? Or Barry Green?
Sounds familiar. One of those 3 names.
One of those 3 names. I'm so sorry. I haven't. Yeah, the last time I spoke to him was back in 2015. So yeah, start looking at the modules. It's cool looking design with Anne and stuff.
Yeah.
And I showed him.
Black and yellow.
Yeah.
You know.
I showed him what I did, or like my showreel that time.
Okay.
And then he was like, "Wait, this is sort of like to do with VFX." And then he introduced VFX, and I wanted to jump to second year because I did my diploma, 2.5 years, and then worked for 3 years. They said I can't jump because it's new. They don't even have second year.
Okay.
If I want to jump, I need to wait another year.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't. Even though I'm part of the guinea pigs, but I'm glad I didn't, because if I missed out on first year, even though it was so slow, I would have missed a lot.
Definitely. Yeah.
So that's how I found out about Norwich.
And plus, like you're new to the course, new accommodation as well.
Yeah.
So like everything brand new country, everything.
Yeah, and then first year was a lot of things happened in first year.
Yeah.
Break up and stuff, and then not having family.
Must been
And
really
I'm
hard,
pretty good at making friends.
Yeah, man.
But it's just the fact that the realization of needing to reset. Right. This is it. I'm alone.
Yeah.
Proper growing up, and then I had like problems sorting out my money because I'm not earning, but I'm getting allowance from my mom. Thank God for that. But it's just the responsibilities are real. Just being a student, it's tough.
One thing I remembered when you said like meeting people and making contacts and getting out of the comfort zone. One of the what's this word? Not suggestions, recommendation, kind of thing that I would have for people would be that because Maria and I, my girlfriend, we would like sell my mom's jewelry on like fairs and streets and whatnot. And so by doing that, you kind of expose yourself to being rejected, and then just once when you're not gonna lose anything, there's nothing to lose. Yeah. And then having the student card, like you said, it's like I don't give a peep.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Like what can worse happen? Because they got millions of portfolios, and they got used to saying no to people, so you should get used to getting
because getting rejected is also knowing where you are,
exactly,
or where you stand
on what to improve and how to improve it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that's the thing. I think you told me as well. One of the people you were talking to said I'll give you suggestions on how you can improve, right?
Yeah. So what from FMX?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the two big companies, double negative and frame store. I showed them my showreel. I told them like, okay, I believe my strength is that creating atmospheric environment stuff, and they saw my matte painting, moving matte painting, and they were kind of impressed. Said, oh shit, okay, that's good. And then they saw my 3D stuff, the work in progress and the short project, small projects.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, your 3D is good. I kind of get the vibe, but I think you need to polish up. Because if you can polish up, then you can apply.
Yeah.
And them telling me that, it is sort of like
Reassuring.
yeah. And also, it's constructive, even though it's kind of harsh, but it's constructive. I needed that.
Yeah.
You can't get everything from your tutors in course you do. It's not because they're not from this industry, because different people have different ways of seeing. You just have to take everything with a pinch of salt.
Yeah. One of the things I just remembered what my parents were telling me since I was a kid, like nobody was born with knowledge.
Yeah.
So you need to, as you live, to gain that knowledge. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I do believe that when I was working on the Illumination Lab for almost 3 years, I built my way up from being their intern to junior cinematographer to me supervising the interns.
Yo.
So my position was literally under the boss. It's quite high for a small production house.
Mm.
I feel like
But it's good to have that in CV. Yeah.
definitely. And I think I was 20, 21, 22. Yeah, because when I moved here, I was 22 still, and then 20.
Turn 23.
Yeah, 23. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit! That was 2 years ago. I was on my peak. Like I was peaking. You know, whatever I was doing. Like I feel like okay, I have stable stuff. You know, but the moment I realized I want to do something more, so moving here, like okay, reset. I need to forget whatever I know. Or
You're resurrected.
what's it called? There's that phrase that in the movies they always say like, forget everything you know.
I think that's
but literally not that. I don't just erase whatever I know. It's more like make room, make space
exactly
for new knowledge, because whatever you gain and whatever you learn or whatever you know before, it's not just that. There's a bigger picture. Yeah.
Alright, kind of jumping to the next thing I want to ask you is, what was the biggest culture shock kind of thingy that you noticed or had when you got here?
First year or just like until now?
In UK, yeah, so far.
Culture shock. I'm not sure if it was okay. Culturally, people are more friendly. On not face value, but people are more friendly like on the streets. Like, yeah, you're right. And not to say that Malaysians not like that. Malaysians are always like that. You know, we're always like, hey, Baba, you know, you're right, cool. But it's more of a like, hi, bye. And that's the difference between Malaysians and British, I think. Not to offend anyone, it's just it's like that. And I've spoke to a lot of my friends from here, and they agree. Because I guess like you two, we kind of share the same value, same virtue. Like we're so welcoming. We just invite people to hang out, like make tea or make coffee, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I think.
And when
if I have like a slice of bread left, I will give you half.
Exactly, it's just sharing the whatever it's called.
And not wanting anything in return as well.
Yeah, not wanting anything in return. And the first year when I shoot that to people, some of the people I shoot to, they gotta be like, what's this line?
What does this mean?
What does it mean? Like this guy has like agenda behind everything.
He wants them to get under my underwear.
Get in my pants or whatever. No, dude. Like, and then that kind of question, I question myself. Like, am I being too nice, or am I just being myself? And then I just kind of like settle with that. Yeah, I'm being myself. So F everyone. You know? If they can't accept me for who I am, then it's the cultural difference. But then the more I show that, the more people
bounce back.
It bounced back in a most oddly way. Because you kind of get this out of nowhere generosity from people. Like, oh, thanks. Because we showed that kindness and they wanted repay.
I mean, I just remembered, for example, Yeah, I went with a few of my mates to Tesco to grab like some lunch or whatnot, and I took maybe like some cookies or some like little piece kind of sweet something, and I offered to my friend, and he like cheers, thank you, and he was like offering me like some few pennies or a pound back for that one slice. I was like, what the no,
dude. Yes, that's another thing. Like, even when
like,
I was
dude,
like,
no, it's like a genuine thing. Like I don't know, like
especially like with cigarettes, right? When you roll, you want roll, I'll give you like quid meat. Nah,
no,
you don't have to.
it's like I'm not gonna die from
Not
giving
gonna
you like a gram of
before,
backy or
like,
something.
Even when I'm skin as I'm skin as F.
Don't worry, man.
Yeah.
I'll do my edit magic.
Yeah.
Keeps my editing fun.
Like people is like, oh, what? Maybe they'll kind of like call me out again, like, yo, that day I give you a cigarette, like pay me 20 quid back. Like, nah, I mean it's more of us taking a piss of people. But
I mean, if it's like more like high value to stuff,
yeah.
fair enough. Like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Maybe like I don't know. I can't come up with an example.
I think it's more of the things that doesn't need to be acknowledged, or I mean it has to be acknowledged, but it's an unspoken thing.
Yeah.
Because once we talk about it, it'll be like, oh, we're taking a piss to that person for being too cautious. Like, oh, I need to pay them. But if it's not discussed, more like, oh, maybe I should return the favor. Well, I'll roll you a cigarette next. I'll get you coffee next, whatever.
Or for example, when when someone is ordering, or there's like bigger amount of money spent, and then, or actually no, if like if, for example, I've been getting, because I don't know, maybe I didn't buy back, and then I was asking for you a cigarette for a longer period of time. And then I was like, oh shit, when you kind of compile that, like I did get a lot of your backy. But the next time I get something, I'll offer you in return, or kind of repay you back. Like, one thing you won't die about, like if it piles up, that's kind of already starting to use somebody. If you have the intentions of using someone.
Yeah. It's the same as like what, small talks or small gestures goes a long way.
Yeah.
And we would want to treat, we want people to treat the same way that let me rephrase that. We want to treat people the same way that we expect people to treat them. Shit.
Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Yes. I got you. The end.
Yeah. That's it. And also like about this cultural difference. It's not much about cultural difference, but it's me being in a shock. Like, what? Damn. I'm not the only one who's struggling, because since first year something happened, and it's just my darkest year.
Yeah.
For first year, and then like, because back home, this is coming from my experience and from a lot of people too. Depression and anxiety, it's not acknowledged much, because back home people always use the religion card. Like, oh, if you feel depressed, if you just clogged up in your own mind, cloudy stuff. Think about God, pray to God. But obviously there's something bigger, because whatever connection you have to your religion is more of you as an individual with the Creator, right? Yeah. And yes, we need to do some stuff. Instead of us asking and praying, why don't we kind of gather ourselves, pick ourselves back together, and then offer like, what can I do for you in order for me to feel happy and to feel joy? So that's how I see it. But here, being in UK, it amplifies everything. Maybe at that time I didn't know. Maybe because it's the weather, very gloomy, environment, new place, new life to adjust, and having to make new friends. I'm good with just my own company, but I was at a really bad place. So it amplifies everything. And I was talking to a dear friend of mine, Adli. At that time he was in Leamington Spa. He agreed. I think he's the one who said that to me. Like, it amplifies everything, which is true, So back home, we don't really acknowledge depression and anxiety. Here, the mental health is one of the highest, I don't know, not priority, highest.
Like awareness.
Yeah, awareness, but it's not talked much.
Yeah.
that's what I got from.
Or maybe you
here.
need to feel comfortable
talking about it.
and
being aware that you do have mental health, and I do have depression, I do have anxiety, and
Yeah.
being aware of that helped me to live with it, because you can't run away from it.
Mm.
You know.
No, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for example, for this hand, and I did kind of get kind of this feeling that I never felt before, I guess, and I didn't know what it was. I was kind of scared of that feeling, and I guess that was kind of a bit of anxiousness, kind of realizing it's the second year and it's going to be 25% of my mark and whatnot. And then when he told me that, I think I told you like that I feel kind of like anxious and whatnot. He's like, "What's that?" Just meditate for 10 minutes and you'll be fine. I was like, "Oh shit, okay, thanks, Dad."
Yeah, no offense. Like, people will say it like that because they're not here, and we can't expect to get more from them because they're just not here. They're not experiencing it.
Yeah.
And even if we have someone who experienced living here, their experiences might be different from us. So it's just something that we have to get. We have to learn by ourselves.
Yeah, very much.
And they just
Cars. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, not bad. And also, like, back in first year, my mom would know if I'm not okay.
No,
And it's one of the things, like, when your friends ask you, "You're right, man?" "Damn good." When your mom asks you, "You're right?" And then I told my mom that I'm homesick. I miss you. I miss the food. It's just this element of my definition of home.
Yeah, and if being so far away,
It's so far away, no family.
yeah, and you only visit once a year or so.
Yeah. And then, it was in the first year when my mom said, like, "Akim," so my nickname at home, Akim. So Akim, this is your jihad. So jihad. You see, people get there's this misconception towards jihad. Jihad is about sacrificing. It's not just doing in the name of God, the name of religion, the name of your country. It's an act of sacrificing. If I'm wrong, then correct me if I'm wrong. But my mom told me that, and it got me like, you know what? Yes, me being away from my family, me missing this time frame, being with her, around my brother and all, it's my jihad. And once I acknowledge that, it's more forgiving to myself.
I mean, this is gonna sound corny, but it's like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. So I'm going and sacrificing, in a sense of going through hard times, but then if you can survive being alone for 3 years without your family, and it just makes you a stronger person and value the relationships that you have with your friends and then your family.
Yeah.
To move on and stronger. Dude, man, this is like a therapeutic session. Hey guys, want to talk about your problems? Have a seat, lay down.
Hi, my name is Fahim. Hi, Fahim.
Hi, Fahim. I've been sober for 1 minute. Alright, let's brighten this up, man.
Yes.
So, one of the things I really like, I wouldn't say useful, but like the thing that I really value about you is like, you're like a library about movies. Whenever like, yo, dude, I can't fall asleep. Tell me a movie I should watch. Well, what genre do you want? Oh, well, man, I don't know. I like guns. I like a bit of comedy, a bit of this, and a bit of drama and thriller. Okay, man, have you heard of this actor? Oh, no. I mean, yeah, man. Thank you a lot for broadening my.
I would love to consider myself a cinephile.
Okay, a person who loves cinemas.
Yes.
Movies,
cinephile. But I learn as I go, because that's the thing. Like, about we're gonna go deeper this time.
Okay.
So I know a friend back home, dear friend Tina. She studied film in university. She did a dissertation about breaking the fourth wall stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, how Ferris Bueller Holiday, or Ferris Bueller the movie.
I don't know the movie, but you just remind me because Karen was talking about breaking the fourth wall in the previous episode.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, because there's the three walls here, and then if you look at the camera, that means you're breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's how,
yeah.
like, it's the same as Deadpool
Mm-hmm.
or Malcolm in the Middle when they talk to the audience.
Okay.
They acknowledge the presence of the
camera.
audience. It's
Yeah.
breaking the fourth wall. And see, I'll probably hear that from someone,
Mm-hmm.
but if I don't learn about the definition from someone, then it wouldn't interest me.
All right.
Because I love conversation. I love talking. I love conversating with someone. Yes, you know, like
You're here, man.
yeah, and yeah, like learning about films, it changed me. It changed my life. It changed the way how I see things, especially back home. One of our great directors, B. Ramlee. This is back in what 50s.
Okay.
When Singapore and Malaysia, like the studios are some in Singapore, some in Malaysia, like Malaysian doing stuff in Singapore. Yeah, back in the 50s, 60s, and then it's how do I say this? During his time, he was not celebrated by his people. He was like getting
Okay.
by them, but he was celebrated internationally. The same as our late Yasmin Ahmad.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing happened because people are so narrow-minded and don't give the time to think about the values that the director or the filmmakers want to show. The storytellers, the actual storytellers, it's not love story.
Mm-hmm.
It's not this misogynistic drama that you see every day, because that's what people want to see. And it corrupts your mind, thinking this is how things should be. So having that awareness, and talking to my sister, my brother, exposed to Indonesian film industry, Indonesian films, and they're more. It's like the fine art of film, if I may say. Conceptual. Everything has a meaning. Why and why. And then being under this dude Zului, my mentor, he would say the one-liners that would hit my life. Like, holy, like if you one of the greatest advice he said to me: if you really want something, if you're sure about that, just follow the positive path. I'm not sure if it sounds right because I can't really remember what he said to me, the exact words, but just follow the path that has the greatest positivity, and he said, inshallah, you get that. And I want to be a filmmaker because of the movies that I watched, and it changed me. And I want to share that to people too. So whenever I talk about films, and I always have these references, I always have a good memory of faces and names and stuff. Like, oh, dude, this dude, blah blah blah, blah blah, this person.
Or like little quotes.
Little quotes to change me, and then it should. I don't know. People should see movies like that. You can watch movie for the sake of being entertained. That's fine.
But there's like a life lesson.
It's a life lesson. Some say so an hour-long movie, or even a short film, 15 minutes long. If there's a good scene in that movie, to me, and the dress to me, I can take something from that. I wouldn't judge. I wouldn't say the movie is just for that, just because it's. If there's the value that I can take from it, I would recommend it. Yo, watch this movie. Just bear through it, but focus on this scene because it gave a new meaning and things. Because people wanna show this ideology of seeing things. I'm not sure if I'm phrasing this right. But
go ahead.
The interpretation of things, like say if I'm recording you right now, right, and then it's literally just you looking at the camera, meaning you looking at the audience and the audience looking at you, but you're not breaking the fourth wall. It's just, what is he doing, what is he staring, what is he thinking, and then the slight changes of emotion, and then cut to a breaking state. What does that mean? Is he feeling this achiness? Was he reminded anger? And it's like paintings too. Like, it's abstract. or it might be like a Renaissance painting, but the artist left this kind of the artist left it like that for a reason, for the people to complete it, you know. And our work's not completed. Or another another thing is like a photograph. A photograph is not a photograph until it's printed. So everything is not something until it's published, or until it's said, until it, you know,
put out there. Yeah.
put out there. And it's
I
just
mean,
another medium expressing, I guess.
Yeah. Have you were you debating? Have you thought about doing film course instead of VFX?
Yeah, but it's more like not the cinematography part. It's more like the storytelling part.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I have a lot of stuff that I want to put down on papers and realize, not realize it, like produce it, or like having it
Words slowly.
words, English, what, yeah, I just want to produce it. I just wanted to produce my visions and my emotions and how I see things, the personal stuff, but it's not something that I want people to relate to.
Yeah.
It might just be something that I want people to be reminded of, like, oh, you know, if you feel certain ways, don't be scared of it. Embrace it and let it be a reminder not to fall in the same pit again, whatever.
Here's a little questionnaire or something I could ask. Okay. What are your top 3 directors?
Is it international?
Everywhere.
Everywhere,
Yeah.
okay. Yasmin Ahmad.
Okay.
Her movies are...
Yeah, I'll definitely need to
Yeah.
the stuff that you're telling me about.
The more I love the movie about... Oh yeah, the 2 sisters and the teacher being haunted by the past.
Yeah.
Blah, blah.
I really would like to.
Nolan.
Okay. The Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
And third one.
I can't remember the last one. Probably
Michael
between
Bay.
No? Michael Bay. I don't know, it's a cross between David Fincher and Gaspar Noé.
Okay.
So Gaspar Noé is the dude who directed Enter the Void, Irreversible, Love. So and then David Fincher, Fight Club.
Okay.
And you can see the style. It's just yeah. And also he directed, or he created Mindhunter. Whew, dude, Mindhunter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, so David Fincher, Gaspar Noé, and Yasmin Ahmad.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll edit the here so people can know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Top 3 male actors, international as well.
Wow, now you're putting me on the spot now.
You didn't expect this, huh?
No,
Pew
I
pew
didn't,
pew.
no. I don't know, man. Damn. I think Daniel Day-Lewis is one of them.
Who did?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Never heard of him.
You've probably seen a lot of movies. Like
Okay.
there's a meta out there. If it's from Malaysia, it would probably be Namron. Wow, man, I can't.
Okay. Alright, those are the 2. Fair enough. And top 3 female actresses.
So I have a female crush on Marion Cotillard.
Alright.
She's the one who played the wife to Cobb, which played by Leonardo DiCaprio in Inception.
Alright.
Damn, Phil.
What?
I can't think, but Marion Cotillard has always been my crush.
Alright. Oh yeah, also congrats on being IMBD.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, that's another project that, who would have thought I'd be a VFX supervisor for a pilot show. Wow, that's huge, man.
Boom.
But still, it's a work in progress, still in production, still in post-production.
But what's the difference?
Production is on set. So pre-production before everything.
Oh.
Production where the shooting is happening.
Shooting.
Post-production is the editing,
Editing. Okay.
the grading,
Yeah.
the VFX, whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you know where it's going to be aired or?
I do not know, man. Because we set our delivery date mid-July, but they still need to do color grading and stuff, and then promoting it. They might do another crowdfund,
Okay.
but yeah, if you want to check the trailer now, onceoneseries.com. onceoneseries.com.
Okay.
Rafael,
I shall link it.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Philip editor, do it here. Yes. Note to editor. Oh boy,
Yeah.
oh boy. Yeah, man, it's lovely. One of the things have on like my agenda thing is like breaking the myth of a broke artist. Breaking a myth of a broke artist. So you know, you had.
What's that?
Well, I was like, you know,
Oh,
thinking.
the myth of broke artists.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So like, how are you breaking that myth? Being.
Can you give me your take first?
Well, you know, like, oh, you're an artist, so that means, you know, you're homeless, you do drugs and whatnot.
People still think like that.
I think so.
Holy
I
yeah.
mean, you know, that's like overgeneralizing it. So, for example, you know, you have your exhibitions, you did these collaborations, gonna apply for internships.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like future plans. I mean,
Yeah, future plans. Well, I always spread myself too thin because I have my interest is so broad, man. I just want to do everything, but also, you know, learning from being super optimistic and then, you know, adding more realistic approach to the way I think. It kind of like, because of the experiences that I have, prior experiences and the experience being here, like I know where I'm standing. I can push to a limit. I can proper do a lot of stuff in a month, but I know my limit. I know when to say no now. I know when to say like, okay, there's this thing. There's only much I can do. I can offer you. I can help you with. And then knowing that, even if I'm, you know, have a lot of project and stuff, I reach out to people. You want to work on this together? Because obviously, I'm able to do it myself. So being a broke artist, I think some people like us, we like to dress, say, very casual, don't mind paints stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's not us that it's not the how do I say this? It's not this that defines us as a person. Maybe we want to be defined by our piece, our artwork. Because it's like action speaks.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean,
clarifying that.
yeah. because like action speaks louder than words. The same as let the artwork speak for itself.
Exactly.
It's made by who? It's made by this dude. Oh, really? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about effort. If you want to dress well, if you want to look smart, even though you're broke, up to you, man.
Exactly.
Because you just want to look smart. I want to look smart, but that's some days I just want to look like I don't care much about the world. I don't give because there's a lot of things that I'm juggling with.
One of the I just remembered when I went to like get my clothes from the washing in the basement, right? And
Are you talking about our house?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it was like beginning of the year, and I was looking for the iron board, and Dan and Fraser were downstairs, and I told them like, "Yo, you know, where's the iron board?" It's like, and they asked me like, well, "Why do you need it?" I was like, "Well, because I need to iron." It's like, "Well, but you got dreads. You should be all natural and stuff." I was like, "Yeah, but I don't want to look homeless." You know.
Yeah.
I want to iron my clothes. Thank you
Like
very
at
much.
least something that's presentable, because you can have like scruffy beard,
Yeah.
but if you just wear nice, it's a balance of things in it. Like
Yeah.
you want
Fashion
people-
101, people.
Yeah. Like if I have my long hair still, I'll look super messy. I can just grow out my beard, but if I have short hair, it's more acceptable, and that's just the way it is.
Mm.
Because you wouldn't want to see someone who looks not homeless but just all over the place, because like, oh dude, take care of yourself. And then
Yeah.
you think about people's English word the way people look at us, the way people think of us, their opinions, it should matter.
Yeah.
You can just say, oh, they say the world, but dude, at some point you have to care about it.
Yeah, I mean, I also kind of realized it's also in our human nature, man, to stereotype people and to make judgments, because it's the first line of defense.
Yeah.
You know, it's an instinct.
Yeah,
So if I see someone with, you know, half of their ass showing and, you know, muddy sneakers or something.
Yeah.
Muddy sneakers on Mars.
Muddy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man. Where was I? Yeah. You know, their work might be awesome, and you know, but yeah, it's, you know, you're not only selling the piece of art, but you're also selling an idea and a message and
Yeah.
a reputation and everything you put on the line. But man, I'm talking as if I have so much experience, but
No, I totally get what you mean, man. Especially like, I share the same view on that, because you might like the song, but you don't have to like the artist, because once you realize you don't like the artist, you don't like the song. But it's a good song to be appreciated by the listeners. The same as few artists back home, like, I love their work, but as a person I can't gel with them. But it doesn't, I don't let that. Yeah, as I was saying, like, there are a few artists back home that I know of them. I know not on a personal level, but I know of them. Wait, I do know them, and I love their artwork. I appreciate their artwork, but it doesn't mean that I have to like them as a person, because that doesn't define their work.
Yeah.
You know, because just because I can't gel with that person doesn't mean I have to hate on the piece. Like, for instance, Taylor Swift. I don't really like her way of this whole the whole thing that media has been painting her. Maybe she's alright as a person, but you know, I can't help not to sing to a song. It's just catchy.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the whole idea of, like, you know, you take what you want, you take what you can, but just don't on it. If you don't like it, then don't like it, man. No one's asking you to like it. No one's forcing you.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't want people to have that conception. No, is it conception? No.
Misconception.
Have that idea about me, or like, I want them to accept me as a person too, not just my artwork. Because if I can give up that value, if I can show that as a person in my persona, no.
Mental breakdowns.
Yeah, I mean, I can produce maybe I can produce like a really, really great piece.
Yeah,
but
hopefully.
if I can't be good to people, if I can't put that effort to be acceptable in people's eyes, then dude, I'm not. There's nothing I can be proud of.
Yeah.
It's all about the ego, really. The artist ego.
Boom.
Yeah. And everyone is perfectionist, but you know, you just have to know when to stop and look back at that work and then improve on the next one. Just like you look at your mistakes, you stand in front of a mirror, you look at yourself, you don't like something, change it. Don't have to change it there and then. Maybe change it tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wise words.
Wise words.
Shall we take a look at some of your work?
Damn. Yeah?
Yeah.
But,
Well,
which work though?
I don't know. Yeah, also, to mention...
I can probably talk through my showreel from 2015 though.
Sure, yeah.
The showreel that got me into NUA.
You wanna...
Yeah, my website.
Also, very important thing to mention, you're a goddamn good photographer.
Dude, thank you.
I'm not trying to flirt with you.
Stop it.
But, you know.
Stop it. I'm still learning. You know?
I gotta say, this is addictive, man. It's like
Not
fun,
sponsored by them, but hey,
Yeah.
be great. Look at it. So yeah, this is my website.
Hello there.
So okay,
Wait,
so
you did that?
just before this, like before I start, the showreel is showreel for cinematographer, editor, and designer, and motion designer. So I don't have much motion graphic stuff, but this animation for the logo, I did that for a promo video. Yeah.
Okay.
And then this is
I don't know how it's going to end up on the sound.
it's
Go on.
alright. Yeah. That's just my cinematography, and then this is a music video back home. Second cam operator. I was sitting on a dolly, so people pushing me back and
Ooh.
forth. Go Gorilla, the band's name is Go Gorilla. This is Salah Music, reggae, it's called. And then that's I was the DOP for this one, director of photography, and I did like a subtle VFX there.
Okay.
Just on the mountain, but it was such an amateur work,
Okay.
but it's in background. People were like, hey, wait, what happened there? And then this is also a music video. It's called Cecilia Lumiere. It's by a local band, Enterprise. So we went to Nepal for this.
Ooh.
So this in Nepal. It's a sci-fi approach. The song is all about like finding and chasing yourself, finding the light. Cecilia Lumiere. Yeah.
Nice.
This one, another cinematography work.
Ooh, that's a cool, smooth
And
transaction.
then this one is the sort of VFX.
Oh, okay.
2D.
Little kind of tattoos or something.
Yeah, reveal, and then also the same video. This is a still images that I took on one of the highlands in Malaysia.
Ooh.
So I took one with my front end and one without. So I cropped it and I literally puppet move in After Effects. It's a passion project. I wanted to do that. It's 2D, 2.5D parallax stuff.
Alright.
That's another music video. Another music video in Japan.
Ooh.
This is one of the concept album art. So a techno duo, techno house disco duo called Danger Disco. Quite close with one of the dudes like Faris Khan. I work for the album. How do I explain this? So they built a website for that album called Hedonism, and I provide them 10 separate visuals. It's a conceptual album. So it's a journey about these two characters, the male and the female. So the first song using these visuals, and I turn into a GIF, a GIF,
Yeah.
and it's like an album sleeve.
Alright.
You open, and then it's for free. The songs are for free. So in the website, you open, there's a short story, you play the song, and there's this looping GIF.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is one of them.
I'm seeing a lot of these things, like, they look all subtle, but I guess there must be a lot of.
Yeah. This is a music video that we shot with an iPhone 5S.
Yo.
I directed it. My mentor was the DP, and then me and him edited.
Ooh, that looks cool.
This is one of the biggest breakthrough in my career where I edited Yuna's music video. It's called Falling.
Yeah, man. What? Bruh.
So that what got me into anyway.
Yo.
But
That's
I've
so
not
wicked.
updated it since 2015 because
Well,
back
fair
then I
enough.
used to
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I can produce that kind of work but it's not what I want to do now
Yeah, okay.
because I already have this experience. I
Yeah.
can still do that, but
Yeah,
I
you can
want to do
always
something
refer
else.
back to it. But
Mm.
damn,
Yeah.
dude, well, nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you wanna check out my work, my
Yeah.
website, it's outdated because I still need to updating.
But Instagram is
Updating
most
it.
updated
Instagram,
one.
yeah, pretty much like underscore underscore FFUTS, underscore FADZ.
Boom.
That's like my VFX account where I just
Yeah.
post like random stuff. Still leading, still dreaming big.
Yeah. I mean, when you mentioned like saying, not having enough stuff to show, I feel the same way. But it's good. You need to do all the research, all the conceptual stuff. The
Yeah,
end
totally
result
agree.
is only the last
Yeah,
percent of the work.
yeah,
The 99% of the stuff is more important than the final results.
exactly. And the amount of guest speaker that came to give a talk for the VFX course, like be it like lighting TD, lighting technical director, or VFX producer, or even comper, they're showing. If you look at it, like, what really? And they got this job. It's not much about the finished work. It's not much about how cool that visual is. It's how you made it happen and like the ways you think and the way you work around it. Because a lot of people have this misconception towards being creative, because VFX is it's like when you're in the industry, the big ones, like you're another cog in the machine. But what people want from the industry is that you have this creativity. You can be technically good,
But if you
stuff,
don't have
but
the
yeah,
creativity,
but also the creativity is not just being creative like artsy. It's the creative thinking of like, okay,
Yeah,
if
and
we get this
problem
problem
solving.
solver, like
Yeah.
how thinking creatively to work your way around it. You might not even solve to a 3D. You might just able to work into a 2D.
Yeah.
It's
And
more like
also just remember, like, even if you're not capable of doing it,
yeah,
if you know at least whom to refer to, and then collaborate, and then being able to send the message across, and to have that mutual understanding
Yeah.
and agreement of where to take this scenario.
yeah. Yeah, also like remember what Michael Irwin and Charlie Bryan said
Yeah,
to
from
us
first sight.
first, like it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
It's also like not just the industry people, it's what it's
Mm.
who it's knowing who your audiences are.
Yeah, exactly. So I need to. I made a mistake. I said first aid. No, they're from Float.
Float, yeah.
Yeah, no, first aid is just a gallery. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ever guys have a chance to visit first aid, highly recommend.
Yeah, cool.
I think that's like the biggest gallery I ever exerted in.
Same.
It was massive.
I
man.
mean, it might be more of a thing for you than me, but dude, being
It's
a part
true.
of that
Either way,
is
you know. Yeah.
such an honorable experience, man.
I still haven't uploaded anything on my Instagram. I need to do
Oh,
that.
yeah, same. Like I haven't uploaded ESC2.
Yeah.
Like, just
I
it's
didn't
been
do the
delayed for
Utopia one
Yeah.
either. I don't think I even put it on the story. It's just like, oh, I think I've done that.
yeah,
But yeah, like it's definitely the role of social media is useful, man. Like, well, I haven't been approached for any commissions or anything, but I did use Instagram for my artist research, for example. I would just send them a DM, yo, I really like your work,
yeah,
and they would always be open. Like, everyone replied, maybe not straight away, but in a matter of few days.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cheers, man.
yeah.
Hope everything goes well with your studies. Thank you. And thanks to them, I now passed.
Yeah, it shows that you have this initiative actually.
Yeah.
Reaching out to people.
As we said earlier as well, like, there's nothing you can lose.
Yeah, yeah. If they say no, okay, good. Try somewhere else.
Well,
It's their loss, man. They're not ready for
exactly,
me, bro.
man, bro.
Hey, bro. Do you happen to have a hose? Or bucket?
Pick it.
Get wet acid. Sorry, bitch wheel. Bitch this.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this is a bit like a shorter episode that we have, but I think we touched on everything.
Yeah, because I can just talk all day long, all night long about things that's not related, but also somehow related to stuff. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's that memory palace, the labyrinth, the grains, but those are very deep topics.
Very deep stuff. Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I mean, yeah. Hopefully, people can go check out your website and Instagram, and if they're more, into it, they can DM you.
There's not much at the minute, but if you
there's more coming.
There's more coming.
The storm is coming, man.
Oh man, I would like to play out the hype like that, guys. You ready?
You ready? Oh boy. I'm starving as well.
See.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for having me for the second time. Man.
Yeah, man.
I think we kind of we covered a lot more, and it's more denser.
Yeah.
It's more denser. It's
Slower.
more dense.
Yeah. Densiest, man.
Densiest. Yeah.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you. And cut. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe for more content.